All right, welcome back, everybody. And anybody that's new here, thanks for joining me today. If you aren't new here, you know I do a lot of these review videos. But if you are new, I have a whole playlist based on product reviews and stuff like that. Basically, I try to do a thing where I don't I'll do an upfront review, kind of first-hand impression. I've done them on rods, I've done them on ice fishing stuff, open water, you name it. But I try to do a follow-up review after a lot of use of the product. So basically, I want to get like an actual review. So many people do reviews and then like you don't ever see anything that follows up from it, and it makes it so that like you don't actually know if that person used it or has any proof. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys some proof and some examples so you guys can make a good decision yourselves. Obviously, if you've seen the title, the description, the thumbnail, today's video is all about the Tuned Up Custom Rods Precision. I would say, to describe it simply right up front here, it's a good, stiff, with a slight fast action tip jigging rod for smaller to medium spoons, smaller to medium jigging wraps, and you name it. But we're going to go into detail. I'm going to show you some of the baits that I like to use with it, and then I'm going to show you some options that you can do with it, and then on top of that, I'm going to show you it performing very, very well. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so like I said at the beginning of this video, what I want to do today is I'm going to do a full review on how I interpret the usage of this rod, and then on top of that, some things you guys might be asking for questions like I had, and then I was able to kind of work through them and see how well obviously those questions and stuff like that work. So like rod action, how sensitive it is, what kind of setups you'd want to go with on it, that kind of thing. And then if you guys don't know, obviously if you're not new here, you should know these, but if you are newer, because there's a lot of you guys, thank you guys for growing. Once again, big giveaway at 10,000 subs, so just keep those numbers going up, and the sooner we get there, the bigger the giveaway, the big giveaway, the sooner it will be. But on top of that, so I can give you guys more stuff, merch link in description. Stickers, shirts, all kinds of stuff. The TTT is from Tackle Tip Tuesday. I did that all last year. I was going to take it down, but I kind of figured some of you guys might think it, nostalgia, whatever, from doing the videos. And if those videos helped you, it'd be awesome to see you guys support them. This shirt here has a TTT on the back of it, and then there's a bunch of other options. So go check out the link in the description. I will have the rod, the Precision, or the company Tuned Up Customs link below for you guys to go if you want to go pick one up yourself after this. But I'm going to get started on some of the baits we can use through this, and then I'll go back and forth between the rod and the baits. I kind of want to go over some questions that I know I've had people ask me, and basically I want to just kind of break it down step by step. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, my rod case is pretty empty right now. That's a Tuned Up Customs bullwhip. I actually have a review on that one. I will link that at the end of this video, guys, if you guys want to learn more about that. That's a sight rod, and basically that's my do-all panfish rod. I use it for a lot of other things, but this one today is going to be about that guy right there. My split grip Tuned Up Customs Precision. So let's get into that. Okay, so like I said, today is all about this rod. Basically, this is my Tuned Up Customs Precision. It's a very simple rod, I would say, but its complexities lie in like how they make them. I believe this one was, yeah, this is I got a 32. If I had to do it again, I would probably do 32. Seems to be working pretty good, and it handles most fish, appropriately. I do a lot of hole hopping, and I need to kneel down on the ice a lot, so having a super long rod wouldn't be too proactive for me. But I do like walking around and hole hopping, so I could see owning like a 36. I think that's the biggest I do, but they are custom, so you might be able to order a bigger one. You'd have to talk to them yourselves. But like I was saying, you can see this is my JB Lures Big Bad Bow Spoon. Right now I have this basically set up for I guess you could say perch, bluegill, and crappie. That's just one of the usages of this. Most people will use this rod right here to, I'm trying to think, more of a walleye perch rod. And I'm gonna grab some baits out of here for you guys real quick. Some of the things that I've used, and I will show you. So like, this is the JB Lures Varmint, and I'm going to show you a really cool video clip here in a minute. But like, you can see the difference in size to the spoon. It's not that much bigger, but I do know you can run. I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to look at the website's specs, because I think they do have lure weights. But I've run all the way up to, this is my Custom Jigs and Spins lightning spoon, and this is like a 1/4 ounce or something like that. There's pretty heavy stuff that I've been using with this. But what I've basically got the rod for was for that exact usage of, I have an endless supply of spoons here, and because of that, so this is that case I showed you with the sticker on it. These are almost all spoons. In fact, like one just fell out. So like this guy right here, this is a 3/16 ounce. I think it's 3/16 ounce or 1/16 ounce. Whatever the one lighter is, but slender spoon. So that spoon works amazing on this rod. The reason for that, and I'm going to show you kind of specs. I'm going to show you this overview so you can kind of get an understanding of why you would use this rod instead of a different one. I have a lot of people ask me if I can use my bullwhip for spoons and stuff like this, and you can, but it kind of overloads it, and you don't necessarily want an overloaded rod when you're fishing certain baits. But let's go. I'm going to look over this for you and kind of point out key features that I've noticed has been a benefit to me. Okay, so first let's start down by the reel seat here. I get split grips for the feel factor and how it sits in my hand. I like to, I think it's called pistol grip your rod. I do this. So when I'm jigging it, you're sitting there like this, and it feels like with the blank in the crease of your hand like that, where you can put your thumb over it like this, and your finger near the beginning of the handle, you get a better feel. So I can actually feel when little 3-4 inch perch come in and nibble on this. So you can feel them really good, and then obviously bigger fish, if you can feel a tiny little perch, it's going to be a lot better. That's why I did this cork split grip. I've always just liked cork a little bit more. I do have EVA on my other rod, but it was just kind of like a trial and error thing. I wanted to try it out. It doesn't, honestly, I don't mind the EVA, but that's also not a feel rod. So I went with cork because of the feel. I tape all of these on here. I actually have a video, if you go back through, I believe it's a Tackle Tip Tuesday, on how to attach your reels. This is the way I've been doing it my whole life. It seems like you get a better, firmer placement on there, and there's a way to do this so you don't wreck these cork handles. So if you want to know how to do that, after this video, go check that out in the Tackle Tip Tuesday playlist. This is just my preferred reel right now. It's my Revo S10. It's a 1000 series. I like it for the size of the diameter of the spool, the drag that comes with it, and then there's this neat little thing. Okay, so you can do this with this one, and there you go. So now you have a low profile spot for your handle so it fits in your case. I actually think I have my case listed below, and I do believe I have these reels listed below if you're interested. I haven't done any kind of reviews or anything on those yet. I plan to in the future, but right now it's just my preferred rod setup of choice. Something else, if you guys are curious of what I'm running, this is 6-pound P-line. I have the link for that in the description too. I've been using P-line for probably 10 years now. Not sponsored or anything by them. I really like it. It's very good for abrasion resistance, and it still has sensitivity even though it's not a full fluoro. So this is P-line Fluoro Clear, which is a copolymer. It means it's basically mono mixed with fluorocarbon, so you get like a little bit of both. You get a little bit of stretch, but you also get the sensitivity. These are the titanium recoil guides. Basically, you got to worry a lot less about breaking them. And if you bend them, you just bend them back, basically. And then, like I said, this is a 32 inch. So the way this tip is set up, I'm going to turn this around so you can actually see this when I'm loading it up. Okay, so like I was saying, right now I have this super, little bait on here. And then you can see, I'm going to put this against a wall over there. So just dropping that, that's like a 1/32 ounce spoon or something. It's really light. So here you can see it probably better against the wall. So right now, if I just kind of jig the spoon, you can see there's not a whole lot of up and down movement, like if I'm actually loading the rod up. So like normally with a lighter rod, or 90% of the rods that I've actually played with, or like, just go to Walmart or something like that and you buy a rod, being cheap they don't have this backbone that you have all the way out to here. So I'm going to push down on this, guys, so you can see. So this is the end of it. So if I pull down, the backbone is pretty much immediate. So the big part of the backbone is still about 10 inches down, but it's, I mean, when you flick this, it's setting the hook very, very quickly. That's one of my number one reasons I'm enjoying the use of this right now. I do have the Commander, but that's really for bigger baits and much, much bigger fish. But what I want to do here is, I showed you guys that JB Lures Varmint, that gold spoon, a little bit earlier. If you guys are curious about this, this is a just killer eater walleye rod. So anything between like 14 and 20 inches, it works amazing for that. I caught a bunch of those. I'll put that clip in right here.
Oh, got this guy's attention. Oh. That felt like a bigger fish. Oh. Not entirely sure what this is. Another decent walleye. Look at that. I can hold on to him for 2 seconds. It might be another keeper.
And then, so those fish were perfect on this thing. I mean, you couldn't put a better pair together as far as I'm concerned. You might be able to, like, I had a buddy, he said that when he ordered it, he chopped down, he got like a 32 inch, but then he chopped off an inch. He had them like modify it so 1 inch was taken off, and he says it was even more sensitive than this already is. I'm not sure on how that affects it. I know it would eliminate some of the end flex, so if it was an inch back, you'd have even more vibration sensitive, feeling in it. But this, I was a little bit concerned with this next video I'm going to show you guys, or this next clip. So I was fishing for eater walleye, big perch, big crappie, and this has performed this whole season flawlessly for all of those. But you always get those surprises when you're fishing big fish water. So if you guys are curious what this can handle, this next clip should answer any of those questions.
Okay, I was actually wrapping up things, and then the monster came off the bottom here. I have no idea what it is. It's putting my precision through a workout. Hopefully you guys can see this. I had to put my freaking GoPro on and open up the shack so you guys could see everything, and I don't know, we'll see if I land it. Looks like a giant walleye. Oh! my god. I barely had it hooked. Woo! Oh. Woo!
All right, so you can't deny it. 28 inches, 8-pound walleye, 32-inch precision. It is a walleye rod. It handles them just fine. I was kind of dumbfounded that this thing wasn't breaking in half, as you could hear in my voice. It was a surprise fish. She came in, slammed it, and everything did everything it needed to. Like I was saying, that's my number one reason for buying these very expensive Revo reels that are listed below. Just so you guys know, none of this stuff is cheap. I've worked a very, very long time to get to the point where I can have these things. But if you're looking to pick up one good rod, say like what I used to do on a regular basis was I'd buy one good thing a season, and then it adds up. You just take care of your stuff, and then after 10 years of buying stuff, you would have 10 very nice rods and reels, and you'd be a very happy person for the rest of your life. Because there's no reason that this won't work for 20 years, 30 years. Like, I should be able to fish with it for a very, very long time and be happy with it. But as you guys can see, this all handled it very, very well, and I was very impressed with it myself. So that was just an honest, straightforward thing I wanted to show you guys. If you guys have any more questions about this rod setup specifically, you know, like why I did certain things or how things are feeling or something that I might have missed in today's video, please comment below. Let me know what you think about these videos. Obviously, like I said, if you're new here, I've done a lot of these and I will continue to do them. I like the idea of helping everybody pick something without getting a biased review. So like, I can say Tuned Up Custom Rods works with me now, but I bought their stuff first. And that was because I had heard enough from other good friends that use their stuff that I should give them a try, and it's worth the money. And like I said, invest once a year and you will have what you need. So the biggest thing here, if you guys want just a single use rod, this isn't it. This can be used for many, many things. And if you guys, I think one other thing I didn't tell you guys, and it's just, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with the rod, but on this setup or any of my jigging setups, I run an inline swivel, and I actually use the same line up here as I do down here, and then I do a leader line to this. I think it's a quick snap is what they're called. I've talked to you guys a million times. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you do know, but it's pretty simple. They come in spoon boxes. A lot of custom jigs and spin stuff, they come with those, but I've been running that kind of setup for line twist for a long time. And then what you do is, here's my hook keeper. You do the line from where it would tie here, so that's the line there, and I always go to either this eye or in between these two. That way you're not constantly reeling it up in there. Although these recoil guides or whatever, the titanium guides are almost indestructible. Don't try to break them, but obviously, like, I've reeled it through there a bunch of different times, being, you know, excited. We all get excited. So I hope today's video helped some of you guys out make some decisions here. Those clips are basically I mean, you can't deny what you've seen for the smaller walleyes. Those work perfectly. And then for the biggest walleye, it's just one of those things. You don't plan to catch. Okay, same thing. That fish that was in the video wasn't this one, but that's basically the same thing happened. I bought my Tuned Up Customs bullwhip, and the very first big fish I caught on an accident was this guy. So, and like I tell everybody, I don't need to lie about this. I was crappie fishing when I caught that thing. That was on 4-pound test on a bullwhip, and I think I had the rod for 3 days. So, one heck of a way to break things in. Same thing with this guy. It did what it needed to do. Like I said before, if you guys want to support the channel, get me out filming more. I try to stay out of this room as much as possible. I do these reviews for people because I get enough questions that I want to help you guys out, make good decisions, stuff like that, because that's what I always look for when I'm online. I'm just basically looking for honest reviews, stuff that's going to help me make better purchase ideas. So, merch links in the description. I will have Tuned Up Customs linked in the description. And then obviously like my rods, reels, my rod case for protecting these very nice rods. Everything's linked in the description, so if you guys want to pick that stuff up, it helps the channel too. So there's many ways to help the channel. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, because obviously if you're not new here, you know what's up. But if you are new, could you please just remember to